Robert. I don't know when he's fucking with me and when he's not. Oh my god.
Oh, Robert, dude. But no, inside that nonsense, there is a kernel of astuteness, as I would expect my garrulous friend. Astuteness, definitely. Because you're right, this has happened way too much. And I genuinely believe what you're saying, Robert, when you say that you've helped people sort visas out to get to your events. I can't even remember a DreamHack where someone's not been able to attend because of visa issues. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Me neither. No. Correct.
So I mean, is Riot not even helping? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they are. They've
like...
got a lawyer. I could probably even give you his name.
You know how we invite people to come to DreamHack in Sweden from all over the globe? I sign an invitation. Officer in charge, embassy of yada yada yada, yada yada yada. Let it be known, dear sir, madam, this guy is legit. You can come. Thing is, this year is the first time I got a phone call from the embassy in Ukraine personally, asking, "Are these guys legit?" And I check, yeah, they are. Okay, cool.
I think Riot could have got it done if they just had the foresight. I
don't even think they knew they were going to have it at Wembley. I think that's the key issue in all of this, that the unspoken thing that no one's talked about. I think they knew they wanted to have some road events, and I think they were looking at potential venues, and I don't know when they sealed the deal. Because the reality is, if you had sealed the deal in good time for everyone to get visas, you would tip people off on the inside. You know, you wouldn't announce it.
That's just a bad decision, though.
Yeah, Gambit, they didn't know. They didn't know until.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you don't.
I'm not even on camera. What?
No.
That's because your camera's not even
on. No.
You made
I'm old school. I'm radio.
I'm back. What did I miss? Are we still talking about how? I'm sorry, guys. If you were gone like me, let me summarize the past 2 hours conversations. Basically, Riot fucked up on visa shit again. And visa shit is really hard. Are we still talking about it?
And you're running an esports.
They do, but it's like, what? Holy shit! I'm sorry, I'm wrestled. What's up? I'm back.
Robert, you shouldn't even talk to Steven anymore. He's a direct competitor to you now. He's started to run his own events.
Oh, I'm gonna be running my tournaments.
He's running StarCraft events.
I'm gonna be running those tournaments exactly over DreamHack.
He just got his Pizza Hut pizza.
He got his pizza. He's sponsorship.
This is how
MLG do pay.
That's how you get sponsorships, baby.
MLG do pay in pizza.
This is how they make up. This happened last year, though, when I was still working at Evil Geniuses after DreamHack Summer last year. After DreamHack Summer last year, the following week they had their Moscow event, and we had 2 Danish people on time, one of them being Frog and the other one being a person who I can't remember, which says a lot about my time with the League of Legends team. And they had to go. They couldn't get the visa remotely, like some of our players could. So we had days after DreamHack, because DreamHack Summer ended on a Monday last year, if I'm not mistaken, Robert. So it
always ends on a Monday.
So they had to leave Tuesday, do their shit Wednesday, cross their fingers Thursday, and pray they could travel Friday. And that was happening last year.
Yeah.
That's not that awesome. That's not that good.
Same shit every year, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see, I guess, if they'll change it, but doesn't sound like it's changing, because we've had, 2 or 3 visa issues in the last, how many months now? 2 months? 1 month? Something like that? I mean, pretty major ones, too, so I don't know. Is there a point
I don't want to be like
Richard
and being a cynic and,
But you are.
Yes, I am.
So.
Thing is,
but he doesn't want it.
Richard, you've seen shit. You seen the, you look down the abyss, and the abyss looked up at you, and it said esports, right?
It definitely did. It said rewind, invent that time machine.
And the thing is, during the past 10 years that I've been involved in esports, and during the past 15 to 20 years that esport has been a thing, shit's been, run by insane amateurs with passion or with gold-digging ambitions. But during the past 3 to 4 years, there's been real players in play. Riot, Valve, Blizzard. And the weird thing is, they are even more amateurish than we are. And that is what baffles me.
Yeah. No. man, I'm totally fucking on top of it. It's like I don't get how a company like Riot, who must have encountered visa issues just from a logistic perspective. Like they have workers from all over the world work. They must know that you don't just get them like that. You can't just say to a team, especially a Russian team, "Yo, we're having a event in the UK."
Actually, to be fair, I'm willing to bet it's much easier for a Riot employee to actually get a visa than it is for a player. Because the employee visas are pretty straightforward, foreign worker, whatever bullshit, versus
but then that makes it all the worse.
Sometimes it
talking about athletic visas. Yeah,
I'm interrupting you here. Sometimes
you are. Get off my fucking show.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Sometimes it feels that the powers that be are less serious than us little guys, because we try to do it for real,
and they name two people on Blizzard or Riot's esports team, Robert.
Yes, Kim Fan, Mark Olbert.
Okay, that's awesome because Mark's easy peasy.
That's easy.
Yeah,
Blizzard's easy. What about Riot?
Harder, because they kicked my favorite guy, or he left, Mark Marcoux. It was really good.
Matt,
he was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
So you don't know anybody on their esports team right now?
Not now,
Okay, all right.
Excuse me, I got a dog here.
Well, enough talk about visas, guys. I mean, we can just keep talking forever about visas. Let's talk some Dota. So ESL 1's going to be this weekend, right?
Yes.
The European
International. You mean that
event? Yes. Let's talk ESL 1. And it's going to be, what, the 28th, $200,000? We got, what, Red Eye hosting this event?
Yes.
So what do you guys think?
He actually tweeted today. I don't know. I can send you a link if you guys really want to see it to prove I'm not lying.
He read Team Liquid, so he learned about Dota.
Yeah, that wasn't the tweet I was referring to.
You guys.
Paul tweeted saying, "Do you want me to host or commentate at ESL 1 Cologne?" And he had like a little poll underneath it.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me see. What's the poll results here?
Paul, please.
Oh, God, I'm afraid to even look at what the poll results are here.
No, it's actually surprising. That's why I think Richard is bringing it up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, maybe he is ready to cast. I mean, I don't know if he's saying it's a joke or whatever, but maybe he's been doing some secret work behind the scenes.
Wow.
Tell you what, I know. He's been in cahoots with Pyrian Flax for a long time. So he's going to take the Pyrian Flax stand. The guy who doesn't, quote unquote, understand Dota.
I don't really know a lot about that guy, except he spammed my Twitter to say I'm factually wrong about everything I write, so I just blocked him. Obviously, I've never said anything true. I don't know who that guy is. He looks
Pyrian Flax are big. That's big shoes to fill.
Oh, right. Well, he looks like he's my age. I saw photos of him. He looks like a similar age to me, maybe even a little older. And he's still playing games for a living. So, I mean, I guess he wins, right? Whatever.
He is... he's not a bad Dota player, but he's like an okay Dota player at best. And he's pretty good at stringing sentences together. I think it'd be interesting. I'm looking forward to the event itself for the games. I had missed this Red Eye tweet because he wasn't followed until just now, and
he's really I mean, they want him to commentate Dota.
Well, like if what Boss says is correct, like it's a very specific role. Like you
set people up.
It's like being a host during a game, right? Like you try and like just facilitate this conversation.
A host is one thing. If you're a generalist, you can host everything. But being a commentator, you have to have specific game knowledge, right?
Do you think Red Eye put in the
Well, I don't know, actually, because I remember Toby getting a lot of criticism back in the day. No, seriously, and I'm not even just talking about the racism thing. I'm talking about, like everyone said he didn't really understand the shouted and he just hyped it. Well, I've always said Red Eye's the kind of guy who could read you the fucking phone book, and it would be entertaining. Like you would want to listen to that shit.
Toby did a shit ton of Heroes on New Earth, so he knows Dota by osmosis, right?
Well, no, because if
Not
that's
really.
true, then A-Spec knows about Dota 2 by osmosis, because he did some pretty disastrous casting at your event, actually, Robert, if I remember quite rightly, on the Hon stand in 2010.
Let me tell you about the mistakes we did on DreamHack. There are like a billion of them.
Well, look,
billion.
even me and A-Spec laugh about that one, because he literally didn't understand what was going. Like, seriously, if anyone can find a VOD of A-Spec casting the 2010 Hon finals at DreamHack, please link me to it, because me and him, every time we meet up, we laugh about
I was there. It started at 11 o'clock in the evening, ended at 4 a.m.
What?
The most excruciating...
Shit, yeah, he told me about that. He said that was the worst thing. The final went on for like 6 hours or something shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was fucking...
And
it was the
so
first hard tournament.
Yeah, you had a cast who didn't even know about the game, having to fill time during the final of the game.
And the two teams were just like camping on I was hot. And the S2 representative there had to see the finals, and I had to hold her hand, and I want to kill myself.
Oh, guys, I'd made a faux pas. I'd made a massive faux pas. It's not like me to make a faux pas.
What?
I thought he was talking about ESL 1, this Dota thing. He's talking about CSGO.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah,
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn it.
This was blowing my mind.
I know. I was like, what?
Yeah, dudes.
What?
I fucked up.
Red Eye, casting...
Robert being on the show distracted me, and I just went into the future where it was like this. But you know what? Like, the point still stands. I'm gonna try and salvage this mistake, and say that I want Red Eye to cast some Dota.
That would be sweet.
At ESL 1.
Yeah,
Wow.
but he's
And then what I'll do is retroactively,
good
I'll do like a Riot thing and just retroactively say I had insider knowledge all along. That's what I'm gonna do. So,
which means that you are what, Richard?
I know, cunt.
Evil cunt. You're an
Yeah.
evil cunt.
Yeah, where's it going? I love all those people in the fucking chat, like, right? How many people at the start were like, right? I want to rewind the chat. There was a load of people like just taking it all serious, like saying, yeah, well, maybe Red Eye could do a good job on Dota.
I was blown away. I was like,
yeah, I was blown away too. I was like, what are y'all talking about?
Now
I
these
followed
same
Dota, and I was like,
people-
this is weird.
now these same people are fucking doing all the face palm. Like, same names. Actual same names.
Richard, you know what you've done right now?
What have I done right now?
You garnered some more hate and toxicity.
Oh, wouldn't that be awful? Wouldn't that be awful if people hate
Yeah.
me for no reason? Wouldn't it be awful?
All right, well, why do we have Robert on here? Why don't we go into some questions, actually?
Sure.
We gotta do Dota.
What
We're
I'm
just
gonna do
get
is I'm
people
just gonna
pissed.
ban
Like,
all the
I'll
people
tear
that
through
have-
it.
All right, tear through it. Let Cody.
Everybody
Let,
at the same time.
wait,
Everybody.
wait,
at the same
wait.
time.
I don't care.
let Cody tear through.
We got to do
tear
Dota,
through.
man. These people are
Right.
good. I was too
Quick.
drunk last week to. So ESL 1 this weekend should be really sick. The first round matches are actually going to be really good. Alliance versus C9 in the first round at the very top of the bracket, and that was the DreamHack Winter Final, or the Summer Final rather, that went to the final game. So that should be pretty sick. And then EG actually swept Navi today in the D2L Western Challenge Final.
Jeez.
And that's going to be on the bottom end of the bracket. And
the problem is, okay.
What's the
continue,
problem?
Sorry. No.
No. If you want to come in, it's
No,
fine.
no,
This is
no.
this is a safe place. So
No, this is fucking Twitch, man.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to this tournament. Like everything leading up to TI, it's awesome to see these teams compete, and the results vary from tournament to tournament. Like EG did really well at the summit, and then they got shit on pretty thoroughly at your tournament, Robert, and then they went and won D2L online today. So I'm looking forward to this. Is just sort of like another benchmark, if you will, for teams wandering into TI.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. There was a little bit of drama today with ESL.
Is there
Their
a
rulebook
question in
leaked.
this?
Is there a question about?
I thought it was a question. Or...
No, that's after. We're doing a Dota 2
Okay.
wrap up here.
But anyway, there was a little bit of drama about when ESL lets their players go piss today, but it was relatively minor. Just before we move on to question, when do you let your players piss, Robert? What's the rule on that at DreamHack?
Never.
You can't piss from
Bring your own bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So DreamHack's chimed in.
I'll
And,
definitely.
There's one of those events that you get fined for going to the bathroom, right?
There is nothing in esports like the international, right? Nothing. It is like Riot hasn't like anything. They can't touch TI4 because TI4 is such a Himalaya of esports once a year, and it's like boom, right? And the closer you get to TI, the more the teams are going, okay, should we really show our latest
strats,
builds?
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm a little bit afraid that ESL1 might have one or two or more throws because people I don't want to win the tournament just before
Yeah.
TI4.
That's a good speculation.
Yeah,
there.
here's the thing, man. Like, we're gonna presume the TI4 is safely 200. It's gonna hit that 10 million mark. So like $200,000 is if you're top. If I get top 16, I'm gonna get $200,000, right? Like, I don't want to show my TI4 builds. That's until someone goes on the record, you'll never know. But that's definitely a lot of people just wonder, like, what is $200,000? Like, think about how many $200,000 go into 10 million.
50.
50?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. But I mean, like, that puts it in perspective, right? That puts it in perspective. So yeah, like, maybe teams aren't showing builds and.
Yeah, I think it's a valid.
And that
valid
it's
assessment.
also psychology. If you win, and then you go into the next big tournament, and you have this, we won this.
Confidence. Yep.
But we will win. We have to defend our latest win, so it's like,
I'd rather go in with a win than go
Psychology.
in with a loss. That's just me. So you think ESL 1 might have some bad games then? I guess that's what you're saying.
No. I'm not saying that, but it adds to the the flavor and the zest of it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The who's and the why and the what.
I think there's definitely going to be teams at TI4 who are playing in DreamHack and ESL1, and you're going to see, when it comes down to the wire, like maybe a team that washed out, like did pretty well, like did fourth or maybe got second, and you're just going to see the crazy strat that they've been sitting on, that they maybe could have used to win a DreamHack or an ESL1, but they just didn't. I think that will happen. There will be something fucking absolutely insane at TI that no one's ever seen, that these kids have had in the crock pot for 2 months. That
It's gonna win them $1 million, man, each. That's what they're gonna be doing. Each.
Have they really?
They haven't
what the
done
distribution is.
I thought it was
I
5
thought the
million. It's 5
distribution
million
has been.
for. It's like 50. It's 50% first place, right?
No,
Everybody
they haven't released-
assumes.
They haven't.
Everybody assumes.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been released yet.
Oh. Okay.
So there are some people advocating it for going all the way down, like even the folks that are in the play-in. Like sort of the if you're a runner-up in a regional qualifier, there's some people really advocating for like all these teams should get money. There's some people who, if I'm not mistaken, last year only the top 8 were paid. So there were some teams who like flew to Seattle, stayed out there for a week, actually had pretty good showings, but didn't even walk away with any money, so lost money.
I think
no one knows.
the winner takes all. The winner takes 10 million.
It's that was. I mean,
Oh my god, that would be crazy.
Everybody
ESL
else
style.
go home, shit poor.
I just want to ask, right? On the whole ESL not letting you go to the bathroom thing, is that actually going to be the rule or not? Because
Kenneget posted on our Dota.
Yeah,
he was not received as well as Adam Apicella was during his our Dota posting days, but there's actually a crazy post where Kenneget admits to pissing in front of a cop. This is how crazy Reddit is, man. We're like, you can stumble upon the craziest shit, but he says the rule's been in there and it's been like sort of just in their rule pamphlet for as long as ESL has existed. They take their discretion, and sort of everything's situational. So
This is how it goes. This is how it goes. You arm the officials.
Stephen Bonnell the second.
Second one. There was one before him.
If you take, if Reddit decides what you do or do not, you're fucked.
No, what?
No,
No.
what?
It has nothing to do with anything of that. This is what it goes. You give your officials as many fucking rules as possible so that if they need to move shit along, they've always got ground to fall back on. The way that kind of get worded the post was, let's say that there's some guy and they just finished like 3 hours of games and he really has to piss or else he's going to piss all over the fucking stage and like some horrible shit is going to happen. Then yeah, they'll let him go to the bathroom. But it's just to keep, let's say that there's been like some guys that are like, they've been dawdling the entire fucking time. They've been, taking their sweet time setting up. A lot of people have been late. They're just like, whatever, goofing off and it's really fucking annoying. They're about to start the game and somebody's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And you're like, no, fuck you. It's in the rules. You're not allowed to go. Just play the fucking game. The idea is if the officials have unlimited rules, it lets them exercise discretion and move the tournament along as quickly as possible. It's the same way that fucking police in the United States work, where you can get tickets for like a lot of irrelevant, stupid shit. You can get tickets for having shit like hanging off of your rearview mirror, right? Even though everybody does it.
You're right. That's why we have.
I know I am. What the fuck?
That's why we have Hellspawn at DreamHack. He just says, "This is the rule. You don't like it? Fuck you. We're gonna coin toss."
It sounds like that sounds like Hellspawn.
That does sound like
that does sound like him. So yeah, the thing is, if you got to piss, make sure that you're on Kenneget's good side. That's what I gathered from that conversation.
No, it's make sure you're not being fucking retarded. That's it.
Exactly.
No, this is one of those rules where nobody will have a problem with it except for the most autistic fucking idiot in the entire fucking tournament who's been slowing everything down for like weeks. And then he comes, and then we're like waiting in like the finals, and he like runs on stage, and he's like, "Let me go to the bathroom," like some stupid shit like that. I don't think anybody, the way that Kenneget made it sound, nobody's gonna have a problem with this rule. They're not gonna be like locking players down in chairs, strapping the fucking 10-inch thick razor Death Adder cords around their wrists to keep them locked down and pissing themselves while they play games. It's just to make it so that they can keep the tournament moving along. If there are some people who are taking too much time, it doesn't sound like there's
an issue.
Yeah, it's a complete non-issue. That guy whatever is apparently like
2006 trying to get the Counter-Strike team, which also was named Ninjas in Pyjamas back then, getting to the stage to receive their grand prize, taking pictures, and it was like fucking herding cats. They were all over the place. it is still and that is
changed
actually
much, boss. Let me tell you, man. I was just working with these guys last year.
The thing is, that is actually the charm of esports. CBA.
It's I'm glad it's charming for some people because holy fuck, man. But I don't think.
And that's what I thought when I called all those people racist names. I thought that was a charm of esports too. Times fucking changed, man.
All right, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap Dota up and get some questions in here.
Dota, I think, is stick a fork in her. They're 100K away from 10 million. They'll do it easy peasy. They might do more stretch goals that coax you out of more money, and then they should. I mean, I'm saying they do like one more stretch goal. They're like Half-Life 3, 15 million, and that shit happens in like fucking the blink of an eye. And then
Cody, what happens for TI5? 20 million?
No. I don't think I'm already on Dota. I, along with James, sort of had this theory that after TI4, it was just going to wind down. There's going to be like a little bit of fatigue. The cigarette after the sex, right? That's what I imagine the couple of months after TI will be. I don't know. It's just such an absurd number, right?
Yes.
People's interests have to change. But what do I know? Maybe I'm a fucking.
It just depends on the trends. Is Dota getting more popular or less popular? If the number of players playing Dota is just if it's just continuing to grow, then there's no reason to think that it'll die down after the TI4. The TI5 has got to be higher.
It won't necessarily die down, but it's
the hype, the raison d'être of esports is you have to like hype it. You have to be bigger than the last
one. Yep.
So next year TI5 has to be 20 million, and that's fucking insane.
This year was insane.
I think it'll probably match the same thing this year. Imagine 20 million next year. That's pretty crazy.
Then it's dead game because it's the same. It is.
Thank God.
That's the logic of esports. Dead game. If it's plateauing, it's dead game.
Yeah, once you peak and you go into that decline, you have that year where it's slightly less than the year before. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can say that, but I mean, right now, all of the indicators, they had no problem hyping the TI4. They're only getting more people, and they've been selling actual products to people in the form of the compendium. There's no
The
reason
thing
to think
is,
that.
Valve didn't even hype it. They were, taking off guard.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that all of the indicators are pointing to. There's no reason why they couldn't replicate this and be even more successful with the TI5. Like, what are they doing now that that's not going to be possible to do?
Next year, they have actually something, a goal to, they have to break 10 million, right?
Sure.
Well, they might try some other things, but I think the current model they'll have to. I don't think the current model will necessarily get more than what they've gotten this year because there's going to be some
Why?
fatigue.
There's no
gonna be
reason
some.
to think that.
There's going to be some buyer fatigue too.
There's no fatigue from the TI3 or the TI2.
Yeah, but they've done some new things.
You got a lot. They have to continue. There's got to be ways for them to continue to innovate and add to the.
Yeah, they'll innovate to it.
That's one of the things that really helped this is like there's still a lot of stuff from Dota that they can add. So next year there has to be just as much stuff to continue to add to the client that the folks really want.
All right, let's get on to some questions, guys. We talked about TI, or at least the prize money for a little bit long there. Okay, Lost Patrol. Patrol.
How jet lag was you during Sweden?
Jet lag? I wasn't jet lagged much, actually.
We got him so fucked up on the last
my
night.
God,
Jet lag,
whatever,
couldn't
whatever.
face it.
Lost Patrol as Destiny. Did you have the talk with MLG Adam, or did you guys avoid each other's gaze during the event?
I think the MLG staff were completely out, just drinking the entire event away, and they left like 2 or 3 admins there to fix shit.
God, it sounds
Because, like I said,
So I'm
I
assuming
think
you
this
didn't
is the
see
first.
him.
I think this is the first Sundance where I've never seen like Sundance come out at all.
he wasn't at the event. He actually just
Yeah.
wasn't there. So so that's why you didn't see him because he wasn't there.
Which is crazy, but interesting. Okay, Spectorius says, Destiny, where do you buy all those fabulous white t-shirts?
I have a direct sponsorship I'm about to announce soon. Destiny.gg/Haynes. Check it out.
Lord English. God, all these questions were Steven. Destiny, what are your thoughts on the currently highest rated suggestion in your tournament thread, which is to obscure the names of all the participants, either with an alias or just a color and ID, and then cast them without knowing if they're Korean or no? Okay.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna run a first tournament. Listen, this is really important, okay? I actually feel very fucking strongly about this. This is a life lesson, okay? You cannot do something off the wall and crazy without having to know how to do it correctly the first time. It's like, that's very fucking important, okay?
Wrong.
No,
I knew
absolutely
I
fucking
knew you'd
right.
come in
Anybody
with
that says this is fucking
Wrong.
retarded. How am I wrong in that?
That is what DreamHack does each and every fucking
Haven't you
time.
seen the champagne
We
bottle
have
for Christ's
no
Oh
clue
my
what
God.
we're doing.
Do you think you guys are capable of running a normal tournament, like a decent tournament with like a normal rule set? You could probably do it. Come on, right? Like, let's be real. Yes, okay. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm capable of running a normal tournament or not. So for me to try to run like a wacky and crazy one would be totally stupid if I don't even know if I can manage like a normal one. I'd rather run a normal one first so that I know the pros and cons, doing everything the normal way, get everything set up normally, and then once I do that, then I'll know like, okay, well, what can I
always
change?
try to run a normal tournament, and then Hearthstone happens.
What? What?
I'm still writing articles about that Hearthstone tournament, so thank you guys for. I'm getting paid.
Robert, you loved that shit. You know
I
you
was
did.
so gutted
You
that I
know
had to
you loved
trash
that
my,
shit.
my
You know what the best thing
explanatory.
about
You
that, scandal was?
Scandal. Oh my
Made
God.
motherfucking, real news in the US. People's
It was-
mothers.
Dude, it was like top of R
Oh,
slash
no,
all.
It was
there
top
some
of
kind
our all.
stunt.
It was the top of. Also, Reddit is one of the most popular websites in the entire world, and it was the top of our all.
You think Justin Bieber just like ran somebody over or something? Gee,
Yeah, it was
crazy.
the top of our all. So, like, if there we go.
Hey, there ain't no such thing as bad PR.
Exactly. All right, Plogwitic
That's
asked.
another thing I've learned to be completely not fucking true.
Oh, that's so
for the
okay.
past 2 or 3 years. Not fucking true. So many fucking buzz slogans that are so fucking full of stupidity. I hate all of you.
Plogwitic asked, do you think exclusivity clauses in Twitch contracts is the reason that the open bracket
Yes.
matches weren't given to the community casters?
Maybe.
Given the nature
this
of...
is my personal experience working with MLG,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like this on the Twitch end, but MLG has this hilariously like negative Twitch attitude. Like it's like Twitch is like the boogeyman that MLG doesn't want to have anything to do with. Like anytime we would come up with a problem, I sort of fucking out. Anytime we'd come up with a problem with any of the invitational stuff, Adam was like, I think Twitch is fucking fucking us up. I think Twitch is trying to
You're
sabotage our
salty
shit.
as fuck.
I think-
You got to get some extra shit off your chest,
no,
man.
no,
Like,
no. I'm not being salty. I'm serious. Like ask anybody that used to work with MLG. No, like MLG has like this huge like anti-Twitch sentiment where like they absolutely fucking hate him. So even if there wasn't like exclusivity involved, I don't think Twitch would want to be. I don't think MLG would want to be associated with Twitch in terms of running community streams on that channel. Even if they had the opportunity to do so, I don't think they would go that route.
Well,
MLG really does not like Twitch.
They're
I think
competitors,
the question
man.
is the question is worded, in my opinion, the opposite of what it should be. I don't think that Twitch was like you can't fucking
Right.
do
Exactly.
MLG. I
Right.
think MLG was like you can't. We're not letting
Do
anyone
anything
do
on
streams
Twitch.
on Twitch.
Hey,
Yeah.
dudes. Twitch is like DreamHack. Hey, man, we don't care about exclusivity. You know, the more the merrier.
I mean, it's easy to say that when
It's-
you're the biggest.
It's the other guys who, you know, feels that they have to defend their turf.
Yeah, like I said, I thought the question, like, I don't think Twitch was like ever, hey, no community casters for MLG. I think MLG said, like, if you cast for Twitch, you can't be a community caster, and we don't have, we only have Call of Duty streamers, so fuck, like, I guess there's no community casters. Like, that's what happened.
I couldn't verify this myself, but I heard that there was a restream of the MLG A stream in high quality on Twitch, like all day. I think.
What?
I don't
That's
know
legit.
if that's true. That, does anybody know if that's? I heard that it was on
I
all
didn't,
day.
I didn't see it.
What?
But it could have been. Because StarCraft never breaks the top 10 on Twitch, so like I just never noticed.
Oh,
So
Cody.
I wouldn't have.
Ouch.
It
Are
could have
you
happened.
defensive, Richard? Are you
What have I
reading
done?
chat? Don't read chats.
I've
Dude,
told
I-
him that a million times. He doesn't listen.
I'm
He doesn't
always
listen.
reading chat.
Oh, hey, actually, I forgot to mention something. What did you guys think of Blizzard bringing on Ryan from GameHeart to finally work with them on the WCS?
Can't believe we didn't mention that, dude. Like, I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't have Blizzard's taken on people in the past. It doesn't change it or anything. What is Cat's? I love Kevin Knox to death. I love him. But what has
What?
Cat's Pajamas done for Blizzard?
No,
to,
no,
like,
no, no.
change-
Ryan.
I know,
GameHeart,
but I'm telling you,
GameHeart.
like in the past, they've also picked up
Yeah.
people, but like nothing at all has come from it. What's? I mean, hopefully, I guess like we see.
That's
Game
No, no,
of
no, no,
Thrones.
no, 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 no. Check
But
this
they're
out.
going to
Check
use
this out.
GameHeart
Check
like
this out.
WCS is what they're saying.
Ryan?
I hope so. Yeah,
Steven,
that would be if that happens. That
Steven.
would be awesome. Yeah.
Steven,
What's up?
don't confuse Blizzard with David Ting.
David Ting was the IPL guy.
Yeah, he was IPL.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and he
I
got
still
picked
don't
up by
think
Blizzard
we're-
too, right? Did he?
He's
Yeah,
not
but
there
yeah,
anymore.
he's
He's
kinda
not
getting-
there.
Dude,
Yeah,
if you don't
he's
know,
not there anymore.
this joke is like whoosh.
Yeah, if you miss that joke.
Robert.
I mean, I remember
Robert.
him going from IPL. I remember
Oh,
meeting him a
man.
few times. That guy was.
These
pretty
are
good.
like
Yeah, but he-
these are Itzik level jokes. You guys
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta be on the
exactly.
inside to
Be
do these
on.
kind of jokes.
This is Illuminati jokes.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, but this is really great for Ryan because now Ryan can work directly with the the Blizzard
the
team,
developer,
and then have them change things when there's bugs and
the
shit.
one
Like
guy that's still working on StarCraft 2.
whatever, man. That's really good for him. It's really great for him. He's been trying to do that. He's been trying to work with Blizzard forever now. So, really, really cool.
If it's actually like a good deal, that's really cool. The only thing
It
is,
is.
like, it's like when somebody announces like, "Hey, I got a Razer sponsorship." That's either like a really fucking awesome
No,
thing,
no, he's worried. He's
or it's like,
he's-
okay,
I
you
got
got like free
headphones.
mice.
no.
Yeah, like. I hope it's for the best.
Well,
I
at
think-
the very
I
least,
think-
WCS is using GameHeart now, which they weren't before. You know,
Okay,
that's
that's
like
good. Yeah,
that's
that's
huge.
good.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
like
hope- hopefully.
We-
I mean, that's a good thing in
Yeah,
and of
it's huge
itself.
for him.
So yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I'm really happy for him. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a positive relationship. I've got no doubt at some point in the future he'll be reaching out to one of us, saying how he's a little
good.
bit frustrated with some things because that is the nature of Blizzard. But it's far better that he's kind
It's-
of in the fold and.
It's
Yeah,
good for
left them out
WCS
of it.
too. I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
a better UI. For
Yeah,
for- it's
everyone
just-
benefits,
it's good.
but I
Everywhere.
imagine there will be some stumbling blocks. Like nobody gets into a partnership with Blizzard isn't entirely happy with the reality of what it is on any level, and that's
Hey, we should
Yeah.
talk about Counter-Strike Go. according to chat.
I don't know why nothing's happening.
Didn't you just cast an event?
I did, yeah. I've gone back to Counter-Strike casting.
Oh, actually, there's a question. There's a question about. Here we go. Question for Richard. What do you think about Lurpus's article on improving CS tournaments?
Yeah.
What?
Man.
He's a Finn.
Why couldn't
He's
they
a
ask me
Finn?
that
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
any other time? No, I wasn't even talking about what Robert. I mean, the Swedes and the Finns obviously are gonna, clash. The Swedes are fucking sun worshippers, which is why society collapses around about June and just descends into anarchy. The Finns are fucking sauna worshippers. And that's that. Like, but anyway, Lurpus's article.
It's
I don't.
long.
I don't.
Holy
I don't
shit.
read. To answer the question, I don't read anything Lurpus
Oh, no,
writes.
Really?
No,
Wow.
Wow.
that isn't even
What a
a
beast.
becoming.
What a beast.
He's not a writer. I think he's done a particularly good job at attempting to be a writer. Good for him. Not
Wow.
everybody can sort of make it work. He needs to justify that paycheck at hltv.org somehow. And he does it by writing overly long-winded articles that take... I mean, like, I've been accused of being long-winded in the past, but dude, this guy's like Dickens. He... and not in a good way, like, as in the bad way. He takes fucking 5,000 words to say, something you could say in 500.
God, what an asshole. I can't imagine what it would be like to have to endure that.
Richard,
When we're
should
talking
learn a
on
phrase.
a show,
learn a
Steve,
phrase and
and
finish.
actually, right, I think this is what you say.
Oh my
Here's the
God.
thing, Stephen. Here's the thing. You say the same amount of words as me. You just say them faster. That's the secret. But no, you know what it's
God.
like when over Russell occurs. You talk more than when it doesn't. But to answer the point, like, while I haven't read the article, what I will say is
Richard,
that say what?
Bellend.
Bellend, yes.
Yeah.
I taught Robert this word in Sweden. He'd never heard the insult bellend before. Which, in case you haven't, Stephen, it's the end of a penis, particularly. Bellend. So if someone's acting like bellend, you say you're a fucking bellend, as in you are the tip of a penis.
All right. I think so.
So to answer the question, I think there's a huge part of Lurpus that really needs to be incredibly self-important. I would take anything he says with a massive pinch of salt, and I'll give you some examples. For example, when my company ran an event, Heaven Media, we ran some pretty good events. The Mad Cats Invitationals were very well received by the company. We hired Face It to do some very good streaming.
Richard, isn't this like a Bellend thing conversation?
It could be. We will see. So, judge by the end who's the bellend. In fact, it's like Cluedo, but for bellends. Right?
Oh my God.
So, you can decide if it was Richard Lewis on Unfiltered with the bullshit, or you can decide if it was Lurpus on hltv.org with the overly long article. You can totally decide. Right. So, anyway, what he rampantly criticized the Heaven Media events purely and simply on the basis I work for Heaven Media, even though we brought in some really good events. We brought in a big sponsor for the events. We ran on time. There was very few delays. We were getting DDoSed by HLTV.org users because, again, retard Lewis. I like Source more than 1.6, so fuck everything I ever do.
Lewis, you're a fucking retard, okay?
Yeah, I know. What a prick I am. But we still managed to bring the event in on time. Lurpus was on Twitter all the time saying the event was a failure because I was drunk at the event, even though I was.
Wow.
He was encouraging his staff to tweet stuff about it. Like
Richard,
Richard doesn't even turn up till noon. No. Rob, you need to pause. Hold on, let me finish.
Finn accuses an Englishman for being drunk.
I know. He's unique in that sense. He's unique in a lot of ways. So he got his staff. He got his staff to basically say that I wasn't turning up to the event until 1 o'clock. I was there at 7 a.m. erecting the event, which I didn't have to do. I'm a journalist. I don't need to build stands for the tournament, but I did it out of respect to my company, which is why they didn't see me in the press area, because for the first half of the day I wasn't in it. I was doing manual labor. Again, go figure. So while he was slating our events, ESEA ran a pretty fucking awful event. I don't know if anyone noticed. in Texas or wherever the fuck it was. And it was awful. It had delays, it had problems, it had shit maps in the map pool, all the kinds of things that Lurpus likes to complain about on a daily routine basis. So it sounds like he's relevant to the community. And he didn't criticize it. He said, actually, as far as he was concerned, it was one of the best events he'd ever attended. Just so happens he's paid by ESEA, though. Just so happens he gets a paycheck from them. So judge on that what you will. But here's what I will tell you about him. I've tried to bury the hatchet with him a number of times. This is a guy who said, like, after I survived a cardiac arrest a few years ago, this is a guy who said, he hoped I actually died and had another one. Bad news for him. There was no permanent damage to my heart, but I'm working on that.
Well, you
right now.
wish that, John Bain got cancer and died.
That wasn't me.
No.
No, I would never
What?
say that about another human being unless
Robert,
I'm playing with
Robert,
them.
you
Treading
never
into fire,
cease
treading into
to
fire.
amaze me, Robert.
Yeah, this is like 9/11 all over again.
God, seriously.
So anyway,
Seriously.
just to get back to CS:GO.
Yeah, wrap this up,
This is
Sam.
a guy who ravenously criticized CS:GO right from the start. Said Valve were liars when they weren't. They said we were getting pro feedback. He said they weren't because he didn't consider anyone from Source or anyone who was from 1.6 and Source to be pro. He made a living on HLTV.org bashing the game. When it became inevitable that they were going to have to change and pretend that they liked the game, which they did, and Nomad, the owner of HLTV.org, publicly said the only reason we support CS:GO is because it's that or close the website. He said that. Lurpus all of a sudden is talking about how it's relevant and he'll take a paycheck from DreamHack and a paycheck from these people. All I'm saying is this is a guy who basically is interested in popularity. He looks to find the sort of niche group where he's centered, typically 1.6 fans, less so now, and he erects himself as a champion of all that's right and good. But take everything he says with a pinch of salt because, if you're going to apply blanket criticism, you've got to do it even to the hand that feeds you, as I have many times in the past, and my
Richard,
record speaks for
I
itself.
hear,
I am waiting on it.
Wow, the pause.
my native language is not English.
No, I know it isn't, but you speak better English than most English people.
Yes.
And you
because
used to
I'm not
study
from
English.
Wales.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a savage. But anyway, so that's what I think about Lurpus. Look, I won't read his article. What I will say is if he can find fault with something, he will purposely, because by talking endlessly about those faults, it keeps him looking like he's relevant. I personally think he has very little relevance to the CSGO scene. He was an above-average 1.6 player who, through his relationship with HLTV.org, has shoehorned himself into an artificially relevant position. I think there's much better options out there. I've implored Robert on several occasions, in fact, and he can verify this on stream, not to get rid of Lurpus, but to bring in CSS people because 1.6 was not the be-all and end-all, and we've actually eschewed a huge part of Counter-Strike history by doing it.
How much Source has it been at Remax?
I don't think we've ever actually had a specific Source player on the analyst desk. I think you've pandered to that 1.6
Have there ever been a
bullshit,
Source
Robert.
tournament at Remax?
Yes. No.
No.
Yes, there was. DreamHack Summer, you held a CSS event that was run so bad, you were still drilling holes in the wall when the players sat down to play it. I remember it, actually. Yes. You were still drilling holes to run cables through, and none of the admins gave a fuck about anyone. They just played the games in silence. That's absolutely true. That was the Reason Gaming. The Reason Gaming side from Czechoslovakia and Slovakia will remember that very well. And if I remember rightly, they played a French team in the final. I can't remember if they won or not, but everybody who came away from it said that was a horrible tournament and no one cared about it at all. Just being completely true. Google it. I don't give a fuck.
Yes,
I'll be honest.
Yes, true.
Yeah, right.
DreamHack always gave a lot when it came to 1.6. Source, it was, the orphan down the street,
Yeah, no, I get that. But what I'm saying is now that CSGO is here and we've got all these fucking awesome players that were legends in Source, and you've got Lurpus talking about them. Dude's never watched a game of Source. So he just sits there and he goes, "Oh, Fifth Lauren is bad. Fifth Lauren is bad," and all the HLTV.org morons fucking buy into it. And the reality is, Fifth Lauren was a CGS franchise fucking player, and was instrumental to his team's, success. Has been in every top team in Sweden that's been going, and some of the mainstream top teams in Europe. And he's, a consummate professional. So, I'm just saying, maybe you might want to hire someone from a source background to do some analysis. Because
You
1
mean
point
Richard Lewis?
Like Richard
Nah,
Lewis.
fuck no, I'm not that guy. But I could name you like guys like Rattlesnake, Henry G. These guys have got pedigree. They're erudite. They're very good at expressing their opinion. And I think they would challenge some of this like bullshit that just gets pushed out by 1.6 sycophants. And it really needs to be done because we've entered a new
It
era.
would be really, really refreshing.
Good,
Actually.
exactly.
Yeah.
And DreamHack is all about refreshment. As I
All
can
right.
tell by the slur in your voice.
All right, last bit before we wrap, guys. So Sundance has been
Wait.
tweeting at me.
Can I
Sundance.
wait? Actually, I changed my mind because now I want to
Sundance.
ask I
Hey,
wanna ask Robert the
Sundance.
question.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sure.
God damn.
But I forgot after that last thing. Sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say? Fuck.
So Sundance has been tweeting at me, and something about boats and
So the boats is like
and
a
we
generic tweet he sends everybody.
yeah, and we love Twitch so much. So tell Destiny to bite it.
He wants you to bite his bell end. He wants you to bite it. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's asking to bite. His bell end. He wants you to bite it.
ding dong.
I
He
mean,
wants you to ring his bell.
Steven still
With,
wants to
like-
get paid,
like he
dude.
said-
So he's not
he
gonna
said-
say anything, dude.
what am I supposed to say? I mean, in my personal experience with working with Twitch or working with MLG, it seemed like there was a lot of anti-Twitch sentiments going around. But I mean, is this the part where Sundance comes and says, "I get it," and undoes all of the past? I mean, what do you want me to say?
All
I
right,
gotta be
and
honest,
then,
I think it's cute that he's still sort of defending MLG when everybody in the industry sort of knows he's being pushed into the background, and that's why he wasn't even at the
Oh,
event.
boy.
So,
Is that even true? I don't even know if that's true.
good for him. I
Hey,
love Sundance,
Richard,
and Robert
nobody
loves
put-
Sundance.
Yeah, nobody
puts baby in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, I remembered. Okay, I have a very boring question for Robert. Are you ready,
Oh,
Robert?
God.
Oh god, what
Yeah,
a dodge.
I'm ready.
This sounds like a sick dodge, by the way.
Robert,
Steve.
you have you got your business suit on, right?
No.
I've heard
No.
okay. I've heard a lot of rumors about that there's supposedly like a massive reevaluation. I've heard that right now it's kind of filtering down through Google, but that there's like this massive reevaluation of internet advertising going on, and that like we're about to leave the golden age as like internet advertising gets fucked in the same way that like cable ads get fucked with Nielsen ratings. That like people are starting to go that route with internet advertising. That we're going to see like a dramatic like cutoff in terms of how ads around the internet work, like with AdSense and every other thing associated with that within like the next couple of years. Have you heard anything about that, or do you have like an opinion about that, or what do you think?
Yeah, well, if you look at Sweden as the premier country of this planet, the forefront of everything that is beautiful and new. Thing is, basically nobody watches TV anymore.
Mhm.
So the ad business in Sweden is paper magazines are dead, basically. TV is dying really, really quickly, and there's a reason why 4 out of 5 major media houses works with DreamHack to provide content for their viewers on their platforms, because the viewers ain't watching TV anymore. However, that being said, the way that shooting with a big blunderbuss and taking as much money as possible from the advertiser, because we're reaching everybody, is in this day and age a pretty piss poor business model. The beautiful thing about esports is that the demographics are really packaged and ready, and you know exactly where they are, you know how old they are. Soon we will know their sex and hair color as well. more
It's all
questions?
blonde in Sweden.
But-
But, so, well,
That
okay,
hard.
so I
Like,
have
what
no
sort of
idea what that was.
accomplishment is that?
I don't know what that
I'm
was.
not sure he
answered
said
to, but
anything there.
Basically, my question was,
No,
do you
thing
think,
is, you know, we're not seeing the demise of CPM. When it
Okay,
comes
so
to-
the question
It's
isn't
the
just
other way
the
around.
question
Yeah.
was, do you think right now, do you think there's a massive overvaluation of internet advertising that's going to be reined in soon? Because I've heard that I've heard from different people that in Google's end right now that there's like that the current thought is there's a massive overvaluation of internet advertising right now, that a lot of the money being paid out for advertising isn't actually giving the return that people thought it was, and that might be reined in soon. That was a question, I guess. Do you think there's a massive overvaluation? Do you think that the money that you're paid in advertising accurately reflects the amount of product that you're moving for your events? I guess.
Thing is, you know, advertising has always been like, you know, people pay more than what they get in
Yep.
return because they live on hope. The difference between now and in days of yore is that you you can segment where you target. TV, you know, Nielsen rating is like, yeah, we have 1 gazillion people watching TVs, and we have 10,000, you know, thingies where they can, you know, reply and show that they're watching TV. I actually think it's the other way around. It's going to be different. It's going to be depending on what you're streaming and how you're streaming it and who is your audience. You will get better CPM. It's going to be much more segmented than it's been up until now.
Okay.
All right.
I also heard this is like a little random thing we didn't talk about. You're able to annotate your Twitch VODs to send them over to YouTube now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
You can.
Little thing. I don't know if that points to anything in the future. But...
Remember anything from a couple of months ago? News?
Yeah, that new annotation technology
Yeah.
came out, right?
No, I think about
YouTube's
that.
buying
No.
Twitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing! Oh, yeah!
Sarcasm. You have to presume that
Really?
sarcasm
That's
is
the
lost
connection.
on the. Yo, I don't fault ChanManV for pointing that out because you have to presume that most of the viewers miss.
Yes, I have to.
sarcasm.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap up.
Just before you do, right?
Yeah.
I've sent you a link, and I
God.
this time don't fuck this up, Chris.
Where
I'm
is it?
done.
Where is it?
Right. Well, look, what I'll do is I'll just send it you again, because
Good link.
right. No, dude.
Is this about the Twitter excitement?
No, get with the fucking program. Right. I want you to bring this up on stream. That link, that website, right?
Crimea.
Oh, this thing.
Iraq.
Right. When I was out at
All
DreamHack,
right.
Robert said he had some special plans for the 20th anniversary of DreamHack Window. Right? Now listen.
Oh God.
Belen.
I'm a bellend, right? Now I said if you're gonna hire a freak show for the summer event, maybe a magic act for the fucking winter event is the way to go. And me and a colleague of his, a chap called Raining T, were having a chat. We were saying there's not many black magicians. And we went into a long conversation about maybe the Magic Circle is inherently racist. It's a racist organization, which
Of
I've got
course.
I don't want to get sued by the Magic Circle. I've already had Sapinder on me, which they're similar organizations in a lot of way. So anyway, I said, no, let me tell a story. Let me tell a story. Oh yeah, the power word, Sapinder, again. So anyway, I said, right, what we need is something really special for DreamHack Winter's 20th anniversary. And I was Googling black magicians, and this is the dude, right? Kenrick Ice McDonald. Ice
Black
stands
magic,
for
isn't that
illusion, captivation, and enchantment. Right? Now, this guy, he does pirate theme magic. He has a parrot on his shoulder. Just look at the dude. This guy is a fucking living legend. I got no doubt about that. Never even seen him perform. He's the real deal.
Dude, there's testimonials here. What are you talking about?
I said to Robert, look, man, I think this guy could do a job for you. And Robert took one look at that webpage and went, that is the most DreamHack thing I have ever seen. And you did say that, Robert. You did say that. So,
But I
here's
also lie a lot.
Yes, there is that. What I want,
Robert
is
lied.
I want
Spam.
the internet, the 5 people that watch this show, which is why it remains ChanMan's least profitable output. I want you 5 people out there to try and get this snowballing. Put Robert in a position where he has to hire this guy for the DreamHack 20th anniversary. And if you fucking don't, you're a piece of shit. Because you know
Richard,
what?
dude,
I want to
dude,
see
Richard.
Ice perform. Yo.
Did you see the kids' reaction to our opening act with fiery crotches and whatnot?
Yeah, I did.
They
But
went,
this,
what?
but this guy pulls a parrot out of a rabbit, out of a. I don't even know what he does. Seriously, this is the DreamHack, dude. This is what I want to see. 20th anniversary. Please, Rob.
DreamHack
Please.
20th anniversary, Black Magic. Sounds good.
Oh my god.
Just
All right, let's go to
hire
shout.
this guy.
Let's
Just
do
hire
some
this
shout
guy.
outs.
Just hire this guy. And make it happen, internet. Stop campaigning for meaningless things like, let's get our 2 favorite StarCraft players to have an exhibition match. Get this guy at fucking DreamHack. This is important. This is really important.
I
Please.
hear you, Richard. I hear you.
All right, let's wrap up. Let's do some shout outs. Robert, you want to do some shout outs while you're on here?
First of all, I want to say I love Duncan Shields more than my kids.
Yes.
After that, I think Richard is a pretty nice dude as well.
I'm not bad.
ChanMan, you're a hoot, and you did God's own work during the
Oh
reaction.
shit!
Oh,
Is he
thanks,
getting
man.
rehired? Is he getting rehired, Robert?
Oh shit.
If
Rehired
he stops cheating. Cody,
Wait,
I would
was
see
cheating
you
or
at
just
DreamHack Winter.
facilitating cheating?
You will see me at
God.
DreamHack Winter.
Cody?
That's why I didn't go to MLG Anaheim.
And Destiny,
Invite him.
come
Yeah.
to
That's right.
Europe and
Where's my
change
all
a
access
t-shirt.
paid? If I get that paid trip to DreamHack, I'll think about it, okay?
Yeah.
You have to pay up front though, because he has a weird thing about travel reimbursements. It's crazy.
Hey, we always pay after the fact. You have to perform.
No, they take care
Is
of you,
it-
man.
It's like a knock-in shop.
Like a what?
We don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that in America.
Yeah,
Richard knows-
a knocking shop is
Is it where
a
you knock
brothel.
good stuff?
It's
That's
Yeah.
a brothel. It's a brothel.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Knocking
Yeah.
shop.
After
Uh,
service is
learn
rendered, Steven.
something.
Bye.
Yeah. You put your bell end in with a knock-in. Apart
I'm
from
so
that,
glad
my
I taught you
God.
that word.
Oh my god. Cody.
apart from that, everybody out there, 2,540 of you, DreamHack loves you. Kisses.
Thanks, Robert. Cody, shout out.
I'd like to thank you all for having me on the show. Again, it gets either better or worse depending on the week, and half the time I can't remember. So I think this was a great episode. Glad to have Robert Olin on. Glad to have Sundance tweeting and giving you all shit.
Cody
so
gets all
I,
excited seeing Sundance's tweets.
So I'm part of that.
I miss Sundance, man.
He.
So does he.
Richard.
Wow,
Richard.
wow. Wow. Yeah, so Robert, I'll see you at DreamHack Winter. Everyone else will see you next week. Thank you.
Richard, why don't you go next?
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my
Shout
God.
out to Robert, my main man. Seriously, one of the best guys in esports. DreamHack's a fucking killer event. If you've never been to a DreamHack, you've never lived. And I urge and implore every one of you to try and get to the 20th anniversary for Winter. I know he's got some special plans. It's going to be awesome. And honestly, just get there. Everyone who goes says it's awesome. Shout out to, obviously, Sundance. I know he says I'm boring and all of that, but seriously, I love him a bit. He knows I love him. I know he loves me. It's just a Twitter thing, just Twitter things, So, and I like to say, I genuinely have got some sympathy. I want to see the old Sundance back. I guess I don't know if that'll happen, but he knows. Cody, you're a fucking legend, and you were a sober legend. This
Not as
show.
sober as I get, so.
Yeah, no, fair fucking play to you. Chris, you always host a good show. Steven, save the best to last. It was great to see you back in action. at MLG, and that moment when you actually beat NES-T. You know, it was only one map, obviously, but I
You were there in spirit, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I felt, holy shit, man, he's relevant again. This is great. And
Thanks.
no, I'm just kidding, man. Seriously, you still got it, brother. As soon as this Protoss era dies, like when the next patch comes out or whatever, you're gonna be fucking sick.
When Broodlord,
Take the
Broodlord
piss, mate.
Investor.
Yeah, back to Broodlord and Fester. And yeah, it's just been cool. Thanks to everyone for tuning in on Unfiltered. I think I'm bringing my phone in back sometime, maybe next week or the week after. Trash Talk is coming. Hope people tune in for that. Yeah. Hopefully Destiny will call in. And yeah, just you know, esports is great. I love working in it, and I'm real happy. So.
Wow. Like that. Steven, you want to do some shout outs?
Shout out to Ting, JC.GG/Ting. I used that Ting phone all weekend.
Shout out to Ting. That's awesome.
David?
Wow.
Shout out
Thanks,
to David
David.
Ting.
I used my phone all weekend and it worked the entire time. Everybody was so jealous of my 4G LTE data connection on my wonderful HTC One. Anyway, yeah, that was sick. Check that out. Destiny.gg/Amazon if you're buying Amazon shit. Destiny.gg/shave if you want to shave yourself. I was also shaved, at least for the first day this weekend, and then I promptly began to stop giving a fuck as the days went on. Also, big shout out to Ryan from accounting at MLG. I know that you're really busy right now, and I'm sure you just haven't seen the past 6 emails that I've sent you starting 8 days ago. But please, dear God, if I could get paid for that travel, I would really fucking appreciate it before Sundance completely disowns me on Twitter, and you guys decided that you don't want to pay me back. So that's all the shout outs I got for now. Also, please don't file bankruptcy before you pay me back either. Just in case MLG TV doesn't work out. All right, that's all I got.
Oh, man. Well, my shout outs. Robert, always a pleasure having you on. It's always an experience, at least. At the very, very least. And
It's an exhibition.
hey, that's right. You're one of my favorite people, man.
prefer
You're
the
one of my
term
favorite
ordeal.
people. Of course. Richard Cody, of course. It's great having you on each and every week. It's always a blast and getting y'all's opinions on everything. And then Steven, always a pleasure co-hosting with you. And hopefully we'll get to see each other soon. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you. Actually, the last time I saw you, we didn't even know each other. So we gotta go to an event one of these days in the near future.
It's going to be like BlizzCon or DreamHack Winter, because I don't think you guys are going to go to T.
I feel like there's a story there.
Yeah.
So what? The last time you met each other, you didn't know each other.
Well, we knew one another, but I was like,
No. I ran into Cody when Cody was like, "I'm blackballing this fucker."
Yeah, I was,
he's
like, standing on
never
his set. I was
fucking
thinking
having
about
any
that.
of my players on his shows.
Yeah, I was kicking that guy off. I was like, he's like hanging on with like his little fingertips, like, and I'm just like
Oh
fucking
my
stomping
God.
on him. I was like, no, Jeff can't be in his show. So next time we meet, it should be more civil,
No,
man.
I was talking
Become one
about
of my best
Steven, dude.
Sports bros.
Steven, I don't think
Was
we've
this
actually
like
run
in
into
a
each other.
Hilton bar in Anaheim?
What did Steven do?
No, I was saying we haven't run into each other since we've been.
Yeah,
That's not
since
an accident.
BlizzCon. I was everyone's friend last time I was at the fucking Anaheim Hilton bar, but
Let me one time I will tell you when I met Ralph or Fister in Anaheim last.
Oh,
that was
God.
fucking amazing.
oh my god.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to end the show like
You-
right
you
now.
met him too.
Right now.
I know what day you're talking about. I had to go
Oh,
apologize to
God.
Kim did this fucking elaborate troll where he said I really offended the people from NASL the day before, and it was because he had run into Russ before, and he was just setting me up. And I was also sort of the night before a big shithead, so it was totally possible I offended these people. But
The thing is, Russ was like.
Thanks for tuning in to Unfiltered this week,
I'll
guys.
see you
You
later.
can watch the VODs on youtube.com/ChanManV and follow the channel if you like the show.
And Kenrick Ice McDonald for DreamHack.
That's right. Ice McDonald for DreamHack.
This
All right,
is
guys.
happening.
We'll see you next week later.
Illusion, captivation, enchantment.
Oh my God.
Chris. Jesus.